Today's NFL Daily News and Rumors is sponsored by Mint Mobile. They are changing the game in cell phone plan wireless coverage starting at $15 a month, and you don't sacrifice any coverage just because it runs on the largest 5G network. Make the switch today over at mintmobile.com/chatsports. That link will be in the comments section and in the description. Today's video, as week 4 goes on, we're in the second half of most of the 4 p.m. afternoon games. If you want more NFL news videos on Sundays, let me show the bosses that you do. Share this one right now. Facebook, Twitter, you name it. Share the video for me right now. All right, scores before our afternoon games. Vikings beat the Saints. The double doink returns. Minnesota 28, New Orleans 25. The Falcons, in a bit of a thriller, take down the Browns 23-20. The Cowboys embarrass the Commanders. Carson Wentz is not it. 25-10. Seattle beats Detroit. The scoreboard says 48-45. The Lions never had a chance in that game to take the lead. In the second half, they were always down by 2 scores or more. Seattle wins that one. 48 points. Hope you bet the over. Titans take down the Colts. A big-time win for that team in the AFC South. 24-17. The other 10 morning games. Why was the unbalanced schedule going on? Take 1 or 2 of those games and put them in the afternoon slot. Whatever, I digress. Giants over the Bears, 20-12. The Eagles behind 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. Trevor Lawrence fumbles. Beat the Jags 29-21. The Jets, a game we'll talk more about later on, 24-20 over Pittsburgh. The Chargers take down the Texans 34-24, and the Bills, in much of 2 likely playoff teams, take down the Ravens 23-20. By the way, in that game, Marcus Peters got big mad at John Harbaugh. The lip reading has been viewed as Peters and Harbaugh cussing each other out or yelling at each other. Peters' helmets kind of has to be held back against Harbaugh. I think the lip reading is not, the lip reading interpretation has been that Harbaugh says, pretty good job or pretty good at Peters. I think he says, do a good job. And Peters had said something along the lines of do your job, coach. And Harbaugh says, do your job, is how I interpreted that. Either way, those 2 sides are balling or jawing, fighting. I'm sure we'll know more on Monday there. So be honest with me. Did your team win today? Now, if your team hasn't played yet or the game is ongoing, type in W to send those good vibes in the comments section. This is the pinned comment on today's show. W for win, L for loss. Sound off for me right now at that pinned comment. If the ad break plays, take advantage. Head down there. Let me know. I think one of the biggest news items today for the entire NFL is Mitch Trubisky was benched. Kenny Pickett inserted in the starting lineup. Now, the numbers say 10 of 13, 120, 3 INTs. I will make note that the Kenny Pickett did have 2 rushing touchdowns in total on that one. 3 interceptions, 2 total scores. Trubisky, just quick note, was 7 of 13, 84 yards and an INT. So a lot better, yards per attempt from that standpoint. I think with the insertion of Kenny Pickett, it is his time. He is the starter rest of the way for Pittsburgh. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. Type in MT for you want or think Mitchell Trubisky should start at QB for the Steelers, or KP for Kenny Pickett. It is the first round picks time to shine. Let me know in the comments section. While you're down there, head over to mintmobile.com/chatsports. If you're like me, producer Coop, inflation has not been a good thing for you. Why would it be, right? Mint Mobile, helping you save some money. Unlimited premium wireless that runs on the largest 5G network with plans starting at $15 a month. Make the switch today at mintmobile.com/chatsports. Don't just take my word for it, or producer Coop's, or owner Ryan Reynolds. He owns Mint Mobile. Don't take their words for it. Take my mom's word for it. mintmobile.com/chatsports. Make the switch today. Cooper Rush and the Cowboys did it again. Rush is undefeated as the Cowboys QB. Not the best stat line, 15 of 27, 223 and 2 scores, but he continued to do his job. I'll say it, outplayed Carson Wentz. Now, in the interest of being fair, there were not one but 2 bad interceptions negated by either illegal contact or defensive PI that frankly didn't actually impact the play at all. There was one on the intended target, was an underthrown ball by 10 yards. They still called the PI there on the holding leading up to the play. Like it was a right call, but didn't impact the play. One away from the ball as well. Had those INTs happened, maybe the Cowboys and Cooper Rush aren't feeling as good as they are, but they got the win. And this is what Jerry Jones wants, the QB controversy narrative. So pick a QB, CR for the undefeated, perfect quarterback in Cooper Rush, or DP, because I think if we're being honest, the Cowboys drop a 30-piece at minimum if they had Dak in that one. But let me know. It's your opinion. CR or DP? Let me know in the comments section. Let's talk injury news now. A lot of things to break down here. Again, we're filming this before the second half of the afternoon games wrap up, so things will change here. Jonathan Taylor had his ankle rolled up on another loss for Indy. Not a great performance out of JT. He will get tests this week. Thursday night football for Indy, a very tough turnaround. Curious how that plays out, so keep an eye on the Jonathan Taylor injury. Without him, Colts are already bad as it is. All right, weird Daniel Jones injury. So, talking about my boy Marshall did our Giants stream. Suffers the ankle injury. DJ does. And the Giants won, by the way, so who cares? But wins are wins. Tyrod Taylor comes in, gets a concussion. Giants reinsert Daniel Jones to run Wildcat with Jones at wide receiver. Bears couldn't stop him. So, DJ and Tyrod Taylor are a bit banged up. I don't know if DJ will be cleared in time for Week 5. If Tyrod Taylor will be cleared from his concussion, maybe not after the Tua issues. If they can't go, Davis Webb is the only other QB. He's on the practice squad, by the way. More NFL news, rumors, live shows on Wednesdays, and more right here on Chat Sports. So if you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. All right, Darius Slay, as the Eagles rally to beat the Jags in comeback effort, left the game with a forearm injury. That is a big red flag for Philadelphia. They have the Cowboys in 2 weeks, a pivotal NFC East matchup. So we'll wait and see just how bad the Darius Slay injury is. Forearm hopefully is okay. It's the Cardinals this week. We will see if they take down the Panthers. They're up by 10 in the fourth quarter as I sit here filming this. But we'll see if he's back or not. More injury news and notes coming up. But first, what do you think was the biggest injury in the NFL Week 4? Maybe one of the injuries you haven't gotten to yet. Sound off for me in the comments section. 5 more injuries to discuss here, however brief. Shaquille Leonard, formerly Darius Leonard. Concussion, might miss some time, maybe a game. He had been banged up the first 3 weeks, gets back, a concussion. Pretty unfortunate there for Shaquille Leonard. Lewis Cine carted off with an apparent leg fracture, actually reported confirmed as a leg fracture. I would wager his year is done. That is the Vikings' first-round pick out of Georgia. Brian Hoyer, a concussion. Again, as we film, the Patriots and Bailey Zappi are beating the Packers in the early fourth quarter. We'll see if that continues, but Brian Hoyer, concussion, ruled out in that game. Treylon Burks, a foot injury, carted off as well, was seen post-game in crutches and in a boot. Not a good sign for Burks. And Javonte Williams, the Broncos 1A in their committee with Melvin Gordon, suffered a knee injury. He was ruled out fairly quickly. Not a good sign, especially for all you fantasy owners out there. If you missed anything around the NFL, we got you covered on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and it's Sunday too. Hit that big red button and subscribe. Free videos every single day right here on NFL Daily.